Greetings viewers, I am Chandrasekhar Nene. I study international geopolitics. Along with me is Harshad, who is the videographer. Today we are going to discuss about an interesting phenomena in international politics. For a country which is going down the drain by various means, by various reasons, is something like a person or a institution which is caught in a quicksand. The more it tries to extricate itself, the more it starts getting sucked in. And this is exactly what is happening with our northerly neighbor China. China, as everybody knows, is a huge economy, it's a huge military, it's the largest population country in the world, and all those things are well known. Less well known is what are the types of problems this country is currently going through. It was very evident on the New Year Eve, there appeared photographs of Chinese soldiers furling, unfurling Chinese flags in Galwan. So the title said, so the caption said. Immediately the opposition in India with Rahul Gandhi leading the charge started questioning our government. This is a complete travesty of India's freedom. It is a blow on India's prestige. How can Indian government allow this? They didn't have the simple acumen to question what is being shown. Because the photograph which was showing Chinese soldiers unfurling Chinese flag in Galwan on the 31st of December or on the 1st of January didn't have any bit of snow. Now, even a novice, even Rahul Gandhi should be able to realize that there is going to be snow in the Himalayas in winter month of January. Unfortunately, nobody looked at the detail. They found something has come from China, it must be true. China is their god, it must be true. So they started lambasting Modi government. Modi government instructed its defense department, they merely put out a photograph of Indian soldiers who were unfurling Indian flag in Galwan. And mind you, those photographs showed not only the soldiers but also the snow which was lying all around. Because at this time there has got to be snow. There is no place in Galwan where there is no snow in January. Later on it also came to light that the Chinese people had employed two actors, one actor and one actress, in the lead role of soldiers in this charade which they put in front of us, this photograph. Even the actor and actresses have been identified. So the question here is, Indian opposition and Congress is known to follow Chinese with their eyes blindfolded. Wherever China leads, they go. Leave them aside, they are not of consequence here. Why did China do this childish act? That is the real question to be asked. And they did it because this year 2022 is extremely important to Xi Jinping, the leader of China, the only leader of China. He is now treated as the only leader of consequence after Mao. Deng Xiaoping and Lin Piao and all those people are now out. Hu Jintao, nobody even thinks about them. This is the person, Xi Jinping. Now he wants to get re-elected, to which fact he has already done the amendment, constitutional amendment last year, which actually precluded him from getting elected the third time. They had said that chief of the country can only get elected twice. He had removed that cap, so he is going to be elected, everybody knows that. But he wants to show the people that he is taking China on a success route. That is not happening. And why that is not happening? Because humongous problems are coming China's way in 2022. 2020, it was reeling under Wuhan virus. The world knows it is a Wuhan virus. It is only the WHO in a cocoon with the chief of WHO, Mr. Adhanom, who is of course put there courtesy China, keeps saying it's not a Wuhan virus, but the world knows it's a Wuhan virus which originated in Wuhan, which actually did a lot of damage to China itself. So that was the first inkling. Second thing, there is a Great Wall of China. There is also a saying that there is a debt wall of China. China is reeling under immense debt because all the progress we see of China, all the massive achievements are actually based on 2 points. One is exploitation of its own labor, exploitation of its own poor people at cheap labor, and also exploitation of people in Xinjiang province which are actually asked to do labor without even paying them. Just to stay alive, they will have to keep working. Concentration camps, in short. And second important thing, debt. Chinese company, Chinese government is under a huge amount of debt because that is how they sustain their continuous growth. Keep on printing notes, and that is what they keep on doing. But at the same time, they manage the price of yuan because that is artificially managed. It is not free economy in China, we all know that. So, this debt, sometimes you see, you can have a peek below the behind the bamboo curtain that what exactly is happening. And on the 22nd of September, I had done a video about the debt issue of a second largest real estate company in China called Evergrande. It's spelled with an E at the end, so sometimes people pronounce it as Evergrande. In that video, I had predicted that this company, which is reeling under humongous debt, is not going to survive. Chinese government also is not going to bail it out, and it is going to sink. Along with it, it is going to sink Chinese economy and Chinese real estate market also. The prediction seems to be coming true. On the 4th of January, this company, which is currently owing $300 billion, remember it is a huge figure for a real estate company, $300 billion to various investors which are local, which are foreign investors, and all of them, and it has no way of paying them back. So, it has announced on the 4th of January that is going to pay back in wealth management products. What it means, it is going to pay back in dreams which are supposed to be sold, but who is going to buy those dreams of them? Which means that it is going to sink, and looks like Chinese government is very angry with this company. It is not going to bail this company out, it is going to let it sink, and most importantly, it is going to let the foreign investors sink because they do not care about them. It will damage the rating of China and all that, but that is besides the point. So, they have been also asked, and which is very interesting, that in the south of China, there is a province called Hainan. Actually, it's an island called Hainan. Hainan is an island from which China projects its claim on Spratly Islands of Philippines. So, in that island, China wants to develop resort. China wants to develop a resort for that island. So, that island they want to develop like Dubai. So, if you want to develop a resort town, you need a lot of accommodation for people who will come there to gamble, to play, to enjoy. So, this company Evergrande was building 39 buildings there, 39 residential buildings there. It has built them. The buildings are ready, as you can see in the picture which later we will be showing you. But the Hainan municipality has said that all these buildings have been erected on a land under false licenses. So, what is to be done? Not to regularize them as it is done in many places in India, that okay, now the building is ready, let us regulate them. No, nothing like that. They have to be demolished. So, the Evergrande company not only builds the buildings, not only it can't sell the buildings, but it has to demolish the building at their own cost. So, the company is thinking the buildings they have brought is going to be demolished. So, things are going to be very bad out there, and this is all going to affect the Chinese economy in a big way. Even the huge economy of China, because it is built on debt, is going to be hit by companies which are shutting down like this. That is not all. Actually, there has been a report put out by Bloomberg News Service that China is reeling under heavy drought conditions. China, for your information, holds 20% of world's population, but has only 7% of world's arable and drinkable water. So, it is actually a country which is in a drought prone zone, but this year it has been worse off because of climatic change and because of not illegal is the wrong word, because of total industrialization and total road building and total transformation of the country, the drive which Xi Jinping has put the country into, they have completely demolished their own environment. And the climatic change is affecting them. There are no rains in the north of China this time. North of China is reeling under heavy drought condition. South of China is the wetter portion of China because of the two huge rivers there, the Yangtze and the Huangpu, and this water they are going to pump to the north of China to sustain the north of China, because north of China is where the elite of China stays. And to pump this water, to provide it to the north, they are going to cost $100 billion a year. It is a huge blow. Otherwise, things are going to be bad. The quality of the water is so bad, the quality of the groundwater in North China is so bad, it cannot be used for factories even, forget about drinking. So, China is having huge problems from the water scarcity also. All these problems later on spill over out of China. One thing we saw is spilled over the Galwan Valley. A second thing we are seeing that there have been a repeated raids by the income tax department, by the taxation department on 2 or 3 major companies in India. They are Xiaomi India, Oppo India and other companies in telecom sector. Basically the phone makers. We all know that many of us have used the Xiaomi phones, the Redmi phones and the Note phones and Oppo phones which are made in India. You see that on the box it is made in India. It is made in this Xiaomi India, for example. 81% of the market is controlled by these companies. This company is found in 2014 because after coming to power, Narendra Modi government told them, you have to manufacture the phones here, you cannot sell the phones which you manufacture in China. Our people should have the jobs. So, they are manufacturing it here. 2014 they started a company, they are manufacturing the phones, but there is a trick there. Now, these phones use chips from a company called Qualcomm, which is an American company based in San Diego. For each chip used in the phone, they have to pay royalty fees to the Qualcomm company. Now, this royalty is paid by Xiaomi to Qualcomm company, but when the phone is imported, the cost of this royalty is not shown in the phone. So, what it means, if the phone costed say 10,000 rupees and royalty payment was 3,000 rupees, the 3,000 rupees were paid off to Qualcomm in foreign exchange, mind you, but not shown in the cost of the phone, because when the phone comes in, you have to pay customs on the phone. Phone means the kit of the phone, not the completely built phone. So, to reduce the custom, they did not show the cost, and in their paperwork it was found that the cost was included. The evasion of customs duty as per Customs Act 1962 is to the tune of 653 crores, and it may go as high as 1,000 crore rupees. Now, this is the case which the government has slapped on the company Xiaomi, whose CEO is Mr. Manu Jain. He is a very bright person, he is a graduate of IIT, IIM and has done some wonderful work in various companies. But this is a game played by that company, and now India is very cautious that whichever way China comes and attacks us on ground, in air, in water, in industry, in business, we are to counter that, and this government is actually determined to counter that, and that we can see in this kind of raids. I would keep you updated on these and more issues as we go along. If you like this video, please share it with your friends and relations. Please subscribe to our channel. If you are not pressed till now the bell icon, please press that, so all our newest videos are intimated to you as soon as they are put online. And most importantly, please keep sending your comments. It is your comments which encourage us to start and introduce newer subjects. One of the comments was talking about the China's games with India. That is why this video. If you have liked it, if you have watched it, thank you.